Do you have a good understanding of your employees' digital experience? How are they interacting in their digital workplace? And with their most critical apps? The Digital Experience Score provides a comprehensive, always-on view of how employees are interacting with IT as they get work done. The score gets tallied based on hard metrics and user sentiment for the most complete, always-on view. Today, I would like to take you through a specific example. It begins with the overall score and then drills down into a specific area. In this case, the device score, where we uncover a regional logon time issue. On the overall score dashboard, we can see that the overall score dropped twice in the last 2 months. We're going to look at the second drop, where the score fell from 6.7 to 5.8 on the 7th of November. We want to troubleshoot the issue behind this drop. So when we go to the day in question, we can see a couple of interesting things straight away. First, we can see that the 2 areas of concern are related to security and to the device. Secondly, we can see that the impact to the score was greatest in Europe. When we drill down into Europe, we can confirm that the device and security are indeed the 2 areas of concern. And we can also see that the impact was most obvious in Switzerland, with a low score of 3.9. So let's look at the issue we think has the most impact, the device, and see if we can correlate that to the Swiss region. When we take a closer look at the device score, we see that indeed there was a sharp drop on the 7th of November, and that the only country affected by this was Switzerland. Drilling down further, we also see something very interesting, that there was a sharp drop in user sentiment on the same day. The number of employees that were happy with the device experience has gone from 84.5% on the 6th to 65% on the 7th, a significant decrease. If we look more closely at Switzerland, you will see here on the left-hand side of the dashboard, we have some very interesting and actionable data. We have the hard metrics that have been continually captured to measure the overall device score, and we can very quickly see that the problem seems to be related to a long logon duration. 49 devices have had an issue with this logon time. We investigate the details further, and as we scroll through these 49 devices, we see that some of the logon durations were 5 minutes and over, so something is not right here. Now, the next step is to see if we can identify the underlying cause of the problem and try to fix it. We get the list of the affected devices. There could be many reasons for the long logon duration, the group policy settings or Active Directory, or maybe the different applications that are run at startup. Could it be that our logon time is being impacted by an application requiring a large amount of CPU or memory, and so is slowing down overall startup performance? Within the interface, we have an automated remote action called Get Startup Impact, which allows us to investigate exactly this. This remote action will list for us all those applications that are having the most significant impact on startup and boot up. When we execute the action, we see the high impact count. This is the number of applications on each device that are impacting the startup time most severely. Beside it, we have the actual applications involved, with additional data around the impact time in milliseconds and the memory they use. So it looks like there are a couple of applications that are having an impact on each of these devices. We now want to disable these applications from the startup sequence. To do this, we use another remote action available out of the box, Disable Application Startup. We just need to provide as a parameter the names of the applications we want to disable and then run this on the affected device. Now, if we go back to our overall dashboard and to the relevant time frame and region, we can see that this is exactly what has happened. The fix was applied with the problem applications being removed from the startup sequence, and we see that this had an immediate impact. The device score increased back to its normal level straight away. This is also reflected in the user sentiment data, where we see that the number of happy users was back up to 84.2% straight away after the fix was applied. To summarize, we had all the hard data and user sentiment information needed to isolate a problem to a specific time and place. We had immediate visibility into the problem with multiple levels of detail, and the insight that the dashboard gave us was actionable. We could straight away deploy a fix and confirm that 1, our device score had returned to normal, and 2, that the number of happy employees had increased immediately. Thank you.